This video is brought to you by catbeast.com. Design your own custom snapbacks and hats.
I always just base my shit on what I listen to the most. It's not like one of those arguable things where it's like, oh, is this a better put together project? Fuck, I'm not fucking Billboard or Rolling Stone. I base that shit off of what the fuck was.
You was going back to a lot.
Yeah,
you was like, man, I'm going back to this. I'm going back. Yeah.
Number 5, I got Cos, Nothing Personal. Number 4, I thought I could do it. That was Lead Poison. Number 3, I have Royce the 5'9", Layers. Number 2, I have Kendrick Lamar, Untitled. Number 1, Kanye, The Life of Pablo.
Number 5, I have Kendrick Lamar, Untitled Unmastered. Number 4, I have Black Milk, The Rebellion Session. Number 3, I got Odyssey, Al Wasta. Number 2, I have Royce the 5'9", Layers. And number 1, I have Elzai, Lead Poison.
Alright, so number 5, I got Kate Renata's 99%. Number 4, Kendrick Lamar's Untitled. Number 3, Royce the 5'9's Layers. Number 2 is Blueprint's Vigilante Genesis. And my number 1 is Ulysses, Save Yourself.
Wait, what'd you call me again?
Ulysses. Go ahead, man.
ELUCID. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Mike's stupid as hell. Go ahead.
Number 5, I have Sadistic with Silo Sessions. Number 4, I have Elucid with Save Yourself. Number 3, I have Royce Layers. Number 2, I have Andre Osborne with Duo. And number 1, Easy, A$AP Rock Impossible Kid.
You listed.
I guess we could talk about.
I can't mispronounce his number 1 album of the year.
I'm looking at it.
Everybody had Royce, right?
Yeah, it was weird. I think all 3 of us had it at number 3.
Yeah.
I had.
That's what I'm saying. All 3 of us had it at number 3. Okay. You were the only one that had it different.
Yeah. I was the only person to have Kanye.
You had The Life of.
I had it number 1.
What? Where were you?
Yeah.
Still trying to figure out how to say it. Still trying to figure out how to say it.
How do I say this shit right? You listed. Oh hell yeah, then you listed.
You listed.
Okay.
Like YOULISTED.
That's what you said. So we'll see when the video comes out.
I'm surprised
Probably
you
the
had Denzel
southern
Curry.
accent,
I thought you
man.
had
You know,
Denzel
sometimes the
Curry.
words get a little thick in there.
If we did
I'm
a
looking
top
at
10,
it. E. Go ahead.
Nah, B asked me a question. Go ahead, B. Ask it again.
No, I said, I'm surprised you didn't have Denzel Curry in there.
I definitely considered him, but because it was top 5, I feel like I couldn't squeeze him
Fuck
in.
Denzel Curry.
What do you do? Yeah, I know. Like, what the fuck?
I am mad about that shit.
Yeah, he was a little salty.
He came at us saying.
Yeah, first he tweeted the review, he retweeted it or whatever, and then like afterwards, I guess after he watched it, he said it was worthless. So I was just like, oh, okay.
It is what it is. And you know, I saw that comment section. People were saying, oh, I can't believe all of y'all hated it. Me and Mike liked it, and B thought it was okay. You're the only one that was kind of like, I ain't fucking with it.
So
and even Denzel Curry himself, he looked at it the same way.
Yeah,
like it's like, yo, like this wasn't even like a negative review.
I feel like maybe he cut it off after
Ken's part. Yeah.
So he didn't even know that I liked it. So,
But it started off very positive with Ralph, though.
Ralph.
but I know, but I'm saying, but then it got to B, and B wasn't very nice about it. He was making jokes about slam dunking, and then it got to Ken, and Ken just went off on a fucking ridiculous tangent, and then I think he cut it off after you.
It's possible.
I'm not saying I give a fuck because I think that's really juvenile.
It is.
But I think he cut it off after yours, and he didn't know that another person liked it. If he'd watched the whole thing, he'd see it was only 2 people that didn't like it out of, out of 4.
Yeah, I think so.
And I didn't put it in my top 5 because these other projects I'm listening to a lot more.
So The Life of Pablo.
Yes.
Wow, that's a hugely.
It's not. I think
You liked it that much during the review?
Yeah, I said it was one of my favorite Kanye albums. And then after I said that, I went back and looked at all the Kanye albums, and I'm like, shit, all of these shits are dope except one, which is Yeezus for me. So when I looked at Kanye's discography, I was like, damn, where the hell do I place this? Because it's definitely different, like an 808s or something like that. So I don't know where the hell I place it in my all-time Kanye's favorites, but yo, like I enjoy this project. I listen to this almost every other day.
Wow.
Like it's that dope to me. It really is. You know, there's a lot of different factors that go into, you know, at least for me putting something into my list, like how hard did it hit. If it's brand new, I'm not saying that it's automatically I can't put it in, but it's like, did it really get me? Like I didn't have to listen to like Good Kid, Mad City a whole bunch of times and be like, yo, this shit is gonna be top 3 regardless. As soon as I heard it, you know what I'm saying? But this new Chance Coloring Book, it was good. I fuck with it, but it just hasn't cracked my rotation like that. So, you know, it's one of those things.
So what do you like so much about Illicit?
I definitely did the production, man, and you know, there's a lot of shit on here he's saying, like bleach water, like the end of the skit at the end, where, you know, it was kind of talking about, you know, the disparity in wealth, and he was saying like, yo, like as a black person, you know, if you're working and save your finances and blah, 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 you could, you know, get out. He was like, nah, like you gotta understand that they had an advantage. So, so that song, I like the production on it. There was another one towards the end where he made a reference to like black on black crime. He was talking about that, and he was like, you know, you can't really say anything about that, you know, unless you've been in the positions that they've been. So there's a lot of shit that he's really saying on this album, including some of the stuff that, you know, he's went through himself, man. And I think the overall tone of it has a certain seriousness to it. And you think about where we are today and the stuff that we're dealing with today, you know, for the most part, that's kind of the stuff that I really navigate to. So
It sounds like your type of album.
yeah.
Well, it doesn't. That's why I'm surprised you liked it that much.
Well, based on what he said.
It's extremely noisy.
Well, outside of the noisy though, it's just based on the content.
But well, content is one thing, but I'm saying aesthetically, I would not expect.
Well, some
you to like
of the
that.
beats on here, yeah,
The
but
majority of them are very noisy.
you know, they really didn't quite really bother.
I mean, I'm
me.
glad you liked
Yeah.
it. I'm really glad you liked it. I'm just surprised you liked it.
What did it fall on your list?
Yeah, it was my number one because he's you know, he and Billy Woods, Arm & Hammer, Race Music they put out a couple years ago, Furtive Movements, 2 of my favorite albums from them. So I mean, I really, you know, fuck with that. And that Race Music was my shit when that shit dropped.
This just sounds a bit different. That's my only thing. It's like it's not as conventional.
You just reviewed that, didn't you?
I just reviewed it yesterday.
Oh,
I
you
mean,
did?
don't act like you didn't see my review. Stop playing.
I haven't been on Twitter,
Like you don't be on my motherfucking channel. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't be all up in my motherfucking mix. You know what I'm
What's
saying?
the channel? What's the channel again, Mike?
Mike C-Town, motherfucker.
Ain't nothing else, huh?
Ain't nothing else. Ain't nothing else. Got done. Yeah, man, that album's incredible. It was tough though, because I had to kick off a couple like that knocked. It kind of knocked Death Grips off. I know people are gonna be extremely like, what the fuck? This is the first time Death Grips has put out an album where it wasn't in my top 5, I think. But it's a great album. It's just I don't return to it that much because it's not that different than anything else they've done. So it's just like
It'll probably make your top 10. Though.
it'll make my top 10 easy.
I had like I was like, man, should I put this on? Me and you talked about doing a one-on-one review on it, Anderson .Paak.
Oh yeah.
And this is for
I
everybody
actually
else.
had that in my phone.
So for me, it was on mine too. The only reason why I didn't put it on was because I felt it was more R&B than hip hop. So did you guys feel the same way? And is that the reason why you guys didn't put it on? Because obviously, I think it was an amazing project.
No, actually, we're gonna leave it on. I think K Tronada kind of moved it out. But you know what? Actually, I take that back. I think the reason why I put K Tronada on there is because it was more of an instrumental project, and Malibu was more of an R&B project when you listen to it. So yeah, I take that back. I did switch those out because I did have it in there as number 5, and I was just like, man, fuck it. You know, I'm gonna ride out with it.
Yeah.
We'll just have that, you know, debate.
Because
during
that
the
Black
show.
Milk album is actually an instrumental album. It's a instrumental album he did first, a live instrumental album that he did with his band Nat Turner. So, and I've been playing that shit. I play that shit at least once every other day. Like I gotta play it. Like I've been going back to that a lot. I'm surprised you had Elzai on there.
Why?
I don't know.
Had or didn't have?
No, he had him on there. Yeah, he had him on
Number
there.
4.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You said you don't like the spitterific stuff. So
Yeah,
when
but
you,
it wasn't really spitterific though. They were content based. It wasn't like he was just rapping and rap.
Exactly. There was a focus and
It was-
point, and it was relatable. Like to me, with those rapidy rap type people, it's like you rapping. It's like, okay, where like, what does that shit mean to me? Like it has no meaning to me. I can't relate to it. But this Elzai project, he talked about a lot of different topics. That
Yeah,
was just
stories.
Like, it's stories, and I'm like, damn, bro, I be feeling like that. Hell yeah. Like one of the dopest one is the one he's talking about the chicks, Miss.
Miss.
You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is dope as hell, man. Like I love shit like that. because it shows me that you are creative, not just in a like scientific sci-fi type of way, but you're creative that I can be like, well, shit.
Which is why you liked Royce, because it wasn't just spit-riffy this time around. It was more story-based, though.
Exactly.
So ain't nobody listen to Aesop Rock's project, huh? Y'all ain't shit.
I listened to it.
Yeah, listen.
I'm so behind because I haven't listened to the Blueprint project with ASAP.
I didn't either.
I know. I
forgot.
I have a feeling if I listen to it, I'm gonna be like, fuck, that should be on my. Because I love Blueprint, man. But yeah, I haven't listened to ASAP. There's some other albums I haven't listened to yet. I'm just like so behind. Like I told you, I'm just so behind in listening to stuff right now.
Aesop's project is amazing.
It is.
It's amazing.
I feel like
See, I ain't even watch a review because I want to listen. I still want to listen. Listen to it first before.
Did y'all not listen to that Lift project either?
Yeah,
that was on my 5 too, and I was like, fuck, I had to take that off. Mr. Lift's Don't Look Down, that was on my list too, but it'll be on my top 10, absolutely.
Yeah, Open Mike Eagle and
Open Mike Eagle.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that'll be on my that project was good, but I like other Open Mike Eagle projects way better.
Yeah, I kind of struggle with that one a little bit because when I was making my list, I kind of was like, damn, I mean, Open Mike Eagle, where would that kind of fall and rank?
Yeah.
And I went back and listened to it just to see, maybe if I could get something out of it. And I do like it, but it just wasn't the same. Like you said, it just wasn't the same like the rest of the stuff that he's put out. It's still a good project. I like it, but in terms of my rankings, it didn't get up there. How did you guys when you guys put your list together? What was the determination for that? Replay value or
what I listened to the most? That's why my list ended up the way it was. Because before I got here, my list was different. Sadistic's album wasn't even on there, and it was just it was almost like certain albums come out and you love them so much, you almost forget about them. It's almost like I forgot. And he puts out so much music lately that's I almost forgot the album even came out, but I was still listening to it regularly. And then what happened was I was at the house and I stopped and I was like, all right, let me just make sure what other shit came out in this year. And I was like, oh shit, Sadistic's album came out this year, not last year. Easily that's going on there. So I always just base my shit on what I listen to the most. It's not like one of those arguable things where it's like, oh, is this a better put together project? Right. Fuck, I'm not fucking Billboard or Rolling Stone.
Right.
I base that shit off of what the fuck was.
You was going back to a lot.
Yeah,
you was like, man, I'm going back to this. I'm going back. Yeah. I think a lot of the 5 albums that I've listed were the albums that I went back to a lot. I went back to Kendrick Lamar's a lot. I went back to Odyssey's a lot. I went back to Black.
Yeah, I like that Odyssey tape.
Yeah, I went back to Royce and L's. Of course, L's. I'm pretty sure that was a no-brainer. Because I'm still finding stuff for that L's. I'm like, this motherfucker, man. So
I ain't been back to L's since we reviewed it.
Man.
I think I may have listened to it
once more time. Yeah, I'm still because someone tweeted me. I'm like, yeah, I'm still finding stuff on that album that's like, this dude is crazy.
But yeah, I think when I have these smart playlists out on my iTunes that kind of filters out, the hip hop and by the year and actually keeps a playlist of all of the albums released this year.
Smart.
And yeah, that way I don't have to go back and look for it. So for me, it was there were some albums you just knew was in your top 5, right? But those 3 through 5 or maybe 4 through 5, I was like, damn, what else is out? So I just kind of go through there and just start looking. And then if I see the cover, I'm like, oh yeah, that shit was fire. I put that shit in because I listen to so much shit on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes I don't. I don't really go back and.
I just start forgetting what came out this year. That's always my problem. I forget what albums came out this year versus last year. So maybe I should do that.
Especially those tail end albums that come out
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do my top 5 instrumental Midyear albums on my channel. So subscribe, and I still got 3 beat videos that I'm working on audio that I need to upload too. So be on the lookout for that on my channel. What about Pusha T, King Push?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's gonna be nice.
Did y'all like the J joint?
Drug Dealers Anonymous?
I have ears that work properly. So I like that shit.
I have ears.
Even Jay's verse, I was like,
oh yeah, Jay.
Yeah, okay.
About time.
He can talk coke rap, man, all day.
When he did that Damn Daniel, got the white vans or something, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.